I wanted to talk about self-care practices to build resilience and self-esteem. So, in our theme for the month of November in the Conscious Awakening program, we're talking about healthy self-esteem and boundaries and what happens when we aren't grounded and we get triggered. What are our tendencies? Where do we go to? Now, all of these tools and techniques are fantastic, but if we're not feeling healthy or rested or our blood sugar is not level, all these things are going to impact our ability to manage ourselves. So sitting at the foundation of how do we hold ourselves in warm regard with healthy self-esteem? How do we stay grounded and in the wise adult when we're in a conflicting situation? We've got to be feeling our best. So these self-care practices really sit as the foundation for how we feel, experience ourselves, and actually have the control over our emotions and our responses. So the first thing around self-care is being able to sit quietly within ourselves. Meditation is very powerful for just coming back home and regulating your own nervous system. Now, not everybody likes to sit and meditate, but we can do certain practices that do allow us to ground, and they are actually meditation that don't take 30 minutes or an hour. So if you are like, but I'm not a meditator, it's okay. But taking a few minutes each day, really just to sit and breathe into the belly, eyes closed, and just feel the breath. And in those times where you're just coming into the body and feeling the breath, start to look and go, where in my body am I holding tension? Where in my body am I feeling tense or constricted? And just focus your breath in those areas till you feel it release. That in itself is really powerful to being from the inside out energy, which is self-esteem. The next point is nutrition. Know how foods impact you, right? What's medicine to one person might be poison to you. And in part of the nutrition work that I do with clients is I have them journal how do they feel 1 to 2 hours after they eat, because by the time the body metabolizes it, we might notice, wow, I feel like my energy is spiking up and down. So I might have angry outbursts after I eat a certain meal. I might feel my energy itself, I feel really tired and depleted when I eat certain foods. So notice when you eat, set an alarm for an hour later and go, how am I feeling right now? Maybe you're super sensitive to wheat, to gluten, to caffeine, to alcohol. I used to make these wonderful smoothies, and after drinking the smoothie, and I'd be heading to work, I'd kind of be like, having that congested feeling. Turns out I'm really sensitive to raw spinach, which I was like loading in my smoothie because it's, deep leafy greens, so good for you, but it wasn't good for my body. So nutritionally, what can you do to keep your blood sugar level? Maybe you need to kick caffeine to the curb because it really spikes the adrenals for you. So looking at nutrition, you can work with a nutritionist or a naturopath. The next thing is sleep. Are you getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night? I know for me, when I'm not sleeping or I haven't taken care of myself, kind of burning the candle at both ends, that I'm not coping with life nearly as well as when I get sleep. I love Brandon Bouchard, his 3-2-1 method, 3 hours before bed, no more food, to give the digestive system time to do its work so that when you actually go to sleep, the digestive system is rested. 2 hours before bed, stop working, stop checking email, stop doing things that might engage you or enliven you or trigger you. And then 1 hour before bed, screens off. Have a hot bath, do some breath work, do some journaling, read a book. Have a set nighttime routine so when it's time for bed, the body actually knows it's time to rest. I find having a cool room really helpful as well. So the next one is gratitude. You can do a journaling for gratitude, but what I tend to like to do is just say thank you throughout the day. So if I've just had a beautiful meal, I might at the end of the meal just say thank you. If I've had an enriching conversation with somebody, at the end of the conversation, I could express it to them or say it to myself. I say thank you. Giving gratitude to the beautiful things that you have. I'm grateful for my home, the roof over my house. I have food in my fridge. Those things are fabulous, right? Because they trigger certain neurotransmitters in the brain that actually shift how we think. Right? Our subconscious is wired for negativity. We need to do things to wire ourselves, and gratitude practices are incredibly important. I also like the appreciation, because I find I'm grateful for is something out there, but what I appreciate, it feels more in my heart. It feels like appreciation is that, again, inside out energy. So saying thank you throughout the day. At the end of the day, what am I grateful for? What went well today? And what do I predict is going to go well tomorrow? I love to do that. Three wins of the day. And what are my 3 wins tomorrow going to be? All these, again, impact the chemistry within your body. Avoid social comparison. Please stop comparing yourself to others. She's so tall and beautiful. She dresses so nice. Social comparison is like the root of negativity and self-destruction. Don't compare yourself to others. Social media doesn't help. Stay away from social media if you need to. Social comparison puts us in a place of being triggered and feeling less than. Acts of kindness. Wonderful way to experience well-being. This might be simply holding the door open, letting someone go ahead, telling someone they look beautiful today. Even if you don't know them, you see someone, it's like, wow, that is such a great color on you. These acts of kindness, they trigger, again, the dopamine and the oxytocin in us that has us feel good. Volunteering is a wonderful thing to do. Being kind, reaching out to friends, letting them know you're thinking about them and just checking in and how are they. Telling people that you love them, even when we send heart emojis, it feels good. Relationships. Focus on the relationships you have, the people that care about you and the people that you care about. Marital status is not as important in this. Just any relationship that nurtures you. For me, I have some girlfriends that I just love spending time with, and making sure that we have some touch points together to nurture each other. Certainly my Conscious Awakening program, I love. I just love spending time with the women in the 12-month program that I offer, because we're all there supporting each other and rising each other up. Join a women's circle. These sorts of things all help to elevate our resiliency and our self-esteem. Just a couple more ideas. One is just slowing down, and that is savoring life's pleasures, right? Really being in the moment, doing things with intention. Like when I get up, I like to make my bed, and I make my bed with gratitude that I had my bed to rest in, and then I make my bed lovingly so that I look forward to getting into a made bed at the end of the day. Sweeping with intention. Maybe you choose to wash all of your dishes. I don't mean put them in the dishwasher, but wash your dishes with intention, right? Taking care of the things that we have are all things that really nurture the soul. And time to space out, that time just to take a break and just stare out the window for a moment, that rest and rejuvenation. So these practices, when we do them regularly, they make a huge difference to our self-esteem and to our well-being and to our transformation. Rarely does transformation happen in, oh my gosh, it's like the mic drops and we're like, that's it. Those things do happen. We love those one-off miracles that take place. But for the most part, change, transformation, starting to have more happiness and joy in our life, they come with the little things that we do each day as practices. And if you reflect back on the things I've shared today, these things are all free. They're not about going out and shopping and buying things and getting things. They're really about the heartfelt experiences that bring happiness and joy and meaning into our life. So I invite you to take on one or two of the practices I've shared today with awareness and with intention, and just notice how you feel minute to minute. You do an act of kindness and all of a sudden you can find yourself smiling. You find yourself out in the garden, gardening in a flow state or exercising in this flow state. And it's like, heart's open, energy producing. All right, much love, everyone. Thank you for being here, for being you. I so appreciate the opportunity to be in these conversations with you. They really fuel me, and I hope they fuel you. And the ripple effect is that everyone benefits, because when we're around people that feel good, that are happy, are content and grounded, there's a ripple effect to others in your life. Have a beautiful day.